Pakistan cricket at its best. 1 minute down, next minute up.
Sad Sadek here, bringing you another exclusive interview for PakPassion. Great to be joined today by somebody who I've known for a very long time, an international coach who's worked around the world in various roles. He's the former head coach of Norway. He's also been the head coach of Austria and also for Qatar national team as well. He's an ECB Level 4 qualified coach, and there's not many Pakistani heritage coaches who've got that qualification. He's worked within various cricket boards also as well. Vast amounts of experience, as I say, coaching all around the world. He worked a lot with Mohammad Asif when Mohammad Asif, the former Pakistan pace bowler, was in his prime as well. Great to be joined by Mohammad Haroon. Haroon, I hope you're well.
Yes, very well. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Jay, Haroon, let's start on a couple of general things. As a former first-class cricketer yourself, with a lot of experience playing and also coaching the game, just want to talk to you a little bit about Pakistan's T20I approach and team, and then we'll talk specifically about Babar Azam as well, because I know you are really into the technical and mental side of the game. So we'll talk a little bit about Babar towards the end of the interview. So first things first, Haroon is that we're seeing teams like India, England, and others. Today we've seen a match between India and England where they scored nearly 500 runs between them. Strike rates of the batters, brilliant. You know, I mean, look at the innings that Samson and Bethel and others played. हमारे जो Pakistani batters है, why are they not able to do such things on a regular basis?
देखें, एक तो हमारी जो डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट है ना, उसका स्टैंडर्ड इज नॉट गुड इनफ. डिपार्टमेंटल क्रिकेट का जो क्लोजर था ना, दैट इम्पैक्टेड a lot on the cricket overall. And obviously, if you don't have a good structure, the standard of cricket is not good enough. The players who will come from that structure won't be able to compete at the very highest level. And India, as you know, Indian cricket has gone to a different level now. Let's be honest. We have to accept that. English cricket is getting very good as well, especially the T20I cricket. I think the approach Pakistani board is having with the help of their think tank, I don't think this is the approach towards the T20I. T20I cricket requires different physiques of the players. If you notice, Pakistani team does not lack any skill on a massive level. They basically lack on physique to start with. Our team physically is not compatible with other teams. You know, the physiques other teams are having, they are much muscular guys, which are needed in T20 cricket, because T20 cricket is all about, you know, generating power as well as timing. और जो हमारे प्लेयर जो सिलेक्ट हो रहे हैं, अभी ये आप देखेंगे, साहबजादा फरहान है, ये काफी देर से रेगुलरली क्रिकेट खेल रहा है. अब इसका जो मसल मास आप देख लें, इसकी जो एक्सप्लोसिव फिटनेस देख लें, वो डिफरेंट है बाकी लड़कों से. तो इतनी आप क्रिकेट खेलेंगे जब T20 वनडे भी और टेस्ट भी, आपकी T20 की फिटनेस नहीं रहेगी, क्योंकि यू लूज योर मसल्स. इफ यू प्ले मोर रेगुलरली इन ऑल फॉर्मेट्स ऑफ द गेम, you lose your muscles. And the people who play T20 cricket, they must have muscles, little bit on the fatter side rather than on the slimmer side. So Pakistan, to start with, the physiques are not correct for the T20 cricket. और secondly, जो selection का criteria पाकिस्तान की टीम का, it's not good enough. It's just like a, जिसको हम नहीं बोलते मोहल्ले की टीम है. It's like an amateur team. You bring someone very easily and you drop someone very easily. When you are representing your country, you shouldn't be judged on just one or two innings, you know. You cannot bring someone so easily that you drop him straight away. अभी देखें, दो तीन बड़ी मेजर ब्लंडर्स हुए हैं इन मैचों में ना. आपका वो एक मेन बॉलर था, आपने उसको ग्रूम किया, इब्रार को, ठीक है. एक मैच में उससे दो बॉल लेग साइड पे गिरे, उसको चौका पड़ गया, एक दो चौके पड़े, आपने उसको बाद में टीम से निकाल दिया. आप ये देखें ना, ये चीजें मोहल्ले की क्रिकेट में होती हैं. You should trust your players, and then you brought him back, and then he delivered the goods. It takes time to bring trust in the player, but it takes very little to break that trust and put that player on a defensive mode. So Pakistan has a lot of issues. One of the biggest issues is, for me, they don't trust their players enough, and they chop and change their players. Another big thing you can say, which I have noticed, they don't make plan according to their own players. They have certain criteria. Okay, we're gonna go higher strike rate, for example. We'll come to that when we will talk Babar Azam. The plan is not to bring the highest strike rate with everybody you have in the team. The plan should be what we have in our pool of players, where we will select the team from, and then make a strategy according to those players. And then if you have that strategy according to that players available, then you can't go wrong. Then you can say, okay, the other team was better, we lost. But right now, Pakistan is not beating any other major nations in
Just
this
on
World
that
Cup,
point, though,
especially.
Haroon bhai, just on that point, obviously you're somebody, as I said in the intro, who's played a lot of cricket, played within the Pakistan system, and you've coached in various systems. Now, I look at this Pakistan team, and I think that the way you're saying that we've got the talent, but the way they are playing, Haroon bhai, is like an outdated version of T20I cricket. Every now and then, yeah, we'll score 180, 190, 200 runs. But, most of the time we struggle in those first 6 overs or, towards the end of the innings. There doesn't seem to be that same approach from our T20I batters.
Yeah. We make us plan according to the players we have. We have tried everybody. How many changes we have done? We tried someone from nowhere to open. This kid, we put a lot of trust in him. For me, he was over trusted. This Saim Ayub, yeah, for me, he was not good enough, because the guy he just can maneuver the pace of the ball, but he cannot generate the pace on the ball. And generation of the pace comes when you play in the V area. He can just maneuver the ball with the pace, and that is using the horizontal bat every now and again. You can be successful, sometimes you can't be successful. So when you select a player, you just don't go into his strike rate only. You see what kind of bowlers he can handle, what kind of shots he has. Does he have a stability when he's playing shots? So for me, the selection criteria, I don't know. It just not good enough. They are bringing players in. He played almost 70 matches, and 70 matches are too many matches. If you are good, you can do wonders. But the kid was not good enough.
Remember, yeah, what happens to our players? We hype them up. They become too big for the game almost. They become big in the dressing room. Yeah, I'm a senior player. I can't be dropped. Do you think the egos of our players get in the way sometimes?
Yeah, Saj bhai, this is a brilliant point you just raised. Player can get ego with the success, but managing his ego is the key. If player doesn't have an ego, okay, it's very fine line between having an ego and be a confident player. And players don't have a proper mentors around them when they are progressing and having brilliant performances. Obviously, the ego comes. It's a team management who help them manage their egos. You know, player comes, you sign the player, he plays for you, and now he's your property. You have to take care of that property, because our system is not producing players who will not have ego or who will not have pressure. As I said, our system is not generating players. There are many basic things players learn when they are in the Pakistani team. A prime example, this last match, this is a very little example what is happening in the camp. Usman Khan was batting with Naseem Shah. Okay, and I think second last ball, Usman played a shot in the ball went into the cover area, and it was never a 3 run. He took two, and then they tried third, but Naseem Shah left his crease because he wanted to face the ball. Now you tell me, this is for me is a big example that people are not thinking the way even a club cricket team should be thinking. Who is more likely to hit a 4 or a 6 on the last ball, Naseem Shah or Usman Khan? And they had a proper argument there. I saw on the TV. Just looks silly.
Haroon bhai,
So
you wanted to specifically talk to me about Babar Azam. You contacted me. You're the level 4 coach. I watch cricket. I write about cricket. You know a lot more than me about what's going on with Babar Azam. So we just want this part of the interview to focus on his batting skills wise, his mental, where he's at mentally and physically. So 3 areas of his game. You must have spotted things where he's going wrong. Let's discuss that, please.
okay, first thing I would say technically, Babar, if you see in the recent past, he never had a trigger moment. He used to stay on the middle leg line and he used to face the bowlers from that line. That means his balls, which were just on the off stump, he was able to play those balls in the cover mid-off areas. Now he has a trigger movement, so he comes and covered the off stump with his foot. So the same ball, he's not able to play in the cover area because he doesn't have that room now. So the same ball he would rather play in straight, or he will end up playing towards the leg side. This is a major thing which has happened with his technique for me. Secondly, he has been doing a lot of power hitting. Someone told him that, okay, you are going into hell if you don't hit a 6 or 4. Babar Azam is a batsman who can score runs without hitting a 6. He has proven that. I don't know why people criticize him too much. When he was opening the batting, his strike rate was 128, 130. The problem was never Babar Azam. The problem was the person who is batting with him or the people who were batting after him. Because Babar Azam was such a big, the expectations of the people were huge. That's why he was under the cosh. Anyways, I'm not saying he should be opening automatically. There should be competition for places. There's no doubt. But what I'm trying to say is your team's best player, you put him under pressure and then you ask him to do something and he was doing it. And when you start hitting sixes and, unnecessarily where the ball is not there, what happens? Your bottom hand start getting dominant on your grip. And once that happens, that means you lose the flexibility to maneuver the ball. Okay, you are trying to make him to hit a 6, but what about the other part of his game? Which were part of his game, he scored thousands and thousands of runs. So when we teach someone technically something different, or we want him to do something different, yeah, we have to think the byproduct of those things. For me, Babar trying to hit big shots has impacted a lot negatively in the rest of his game. So this is one technical side of his game. So I won't change anything with Babar Azam. I will just give him more confidence and he can easily improve his strike rate without doing anything silly. He is someone who can play quality bowling at the top. Okay, if you have average bowling at the top, there can be many players who can score more runs. But still, Pakistan is not scoring 70, 80 runs regularly. I think Babar Azam facing the new ball still has a lot to offer for Pakistani cricket because he can play all around the wicket, and someone else can join him and try to hit more boundaries. Okay, this was technical part. Then I would say his physical part. Babar Azam is not sort of person who has explosive fitness. If a physio of Pakistani team or trainer of Pakistani team, they come up with the numbers. Obviously, they all have numbers, aerobic and explosive fitness numbers. You will see Babar does not score highly in explosive fitness. And explosive fitness is not something you can gain easily. You are born with it mostly. So no point increasing Babar Azam's explosive fitness by encouraging him to generate power when his game doesn't suit him. His physicality doesn't suit him. He's better off playing on the floor, odd six, in the gaps. He can still do wonders for Pakistan for many years to come. But if you are trying to make him hit sixes from nowhere, his physical or his fitness does not support him in that. Thirdly, I would say mental side. So much pressure on him, so much expectations on him, and he's taken those things on board because at the end of the day, the kid wants to play for Pakistan. If it was someone else, he would have said, okay, I'm taking rest. But I would say he did not say that. He wanted to be part of the team the way the management wanted him to. He's trying, he tried, but it did not work. So the people who are trying to mold him in a player, which Babar Azam is not, actually has created more pressure on him. So now he's crumbling. He lost his touch. Have you seen some of the shots he played and got out? Across the line, which is like, a way lower standard than what Babar Azam can do. So the package of all three is disturbing his tactical side as well. Before that, tactically, he was very good to play long innings, because everything was ticking the way it should tick for his batting. And tactically, he was scoring big innings, scoring a lot of runs with huge success rate. Strike rate is not the only measurement of a success. There is something called consistency. He was the most consistent batsman of the Pakistani team. Clever think tank, they should have made Pakistani team work around him. But they have excluded him because he's the only person who is world class. We agree or not agree. He has proven that. So the team management should bring team's tactics where it suits their core team. But this management couldn't even have a core team for now,
Haroon bhai, coming to the final point now, very interesting thoughts there on Babar Azam that you've given. As a head coach yourself of international teams, obviously Mike Hesson is the white ball coach for Pakistan at the moment. How much responsibility is on his shoulders in terms of what's happened, the disappointment at the T20 World Cup? To me, in Pakistan cricket, it seems like as soon as something goes wrong, the players are running to the Pakistan Cricket Board and blaming the coach.
The coach actually is the leader. So he is responsible for whatever happens. Especially in Pakistani cricket, there are people who are playing from the backdoor channel and bringing things in, Everyone, some players have their ex-players, relatives, So obviously they are influencing. There are influences. Mike Hesson has to take responsibility of everything. Now he has a choice. Does he want to implement his own philosophy, which made him so successful over all those years? Or does he want to be just a potato which can fit with any vegetable? For me, a coach should be able to deliver. Coach should be given an environment where he can implement his philosophy if you want to get the best out of him. It's no point bringing from left and right and this and that. And the way I see it, the guy has a career of success. He was coach of Argentina. He came from all those. He must be very successful. And the work he did with Islamabad United. But when it comes to Pakistani team, obviously there are a lot of things happening in the back door. It's not easy for him because he doesn't have a big, huge profile. He's good coach, but he doesn't have a huge profile. He doesn't have that personality where he can say no. Working in Pakistani culture, he has to be able to say no to many things. For me, he's not saying no. He's saying mostly yes. This is my observation, what I see from outside.
Arun bhai, really appreciate your time. Always nice to hear from you and hear your thoughts on coaching aspects and technical aspects. And I'm sure we'll catch up again soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you.